this morning on a new special teams coach. Could you tell us something?
Yeah, I'd say we're close to being able to announce something. Not quite finalized yet. Been busy with that. Been busy with recruiting. Certainly wish Coach Limbo well. Awesome opportunity for him. And because of what we've done on special teams and my background with it, we did attract a lot of people for this position. So no lack of interest and close to having something done for sure.
Also with Cam and Rocket, has a couple of notable injuries.
Yeah.
Everything okay for spring ball?
Yeah, secret's out on those guys when they come out there in a scooter and a sling. They'll be limited. Won't be able to go probably at the very beginning. Rocket won't for sure. Hopefully by the end of spring. Knew it when we brought him in that was going to be something. They're attacking it right now to get back healthy and be ready to go for spring practice. They'll certainly be limited at the start, and hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff done by the end of spring.
Well, you might not be able to say exactly the specifics about the special teams hire. What were you looking for? Because obviously on the outside looking in, people are going to be like, all right, is he looking to replace Limbo, special teams coordinator, someone that can do both?
Yeah.
What was going through that process?
No, for me, one, from a special team standpoint, somebody that can make us even better than what we've been already. Kind of what goes back to when I first hired Pete, and some people said, well, you're a special teams guy, why wouldn't you do it yourself? And I said, well, I didn't feel like I could hire the best person in the country. I would have, and I felt like I did with Pete. If the thing continues to trend like it looks like it's going to, I feel like we've made a grand slam hire potentially with what I was looking for, somebody that could make us better. I certainly thought about doing it myself. We had different ways to structure it, whether it be me doing the special teams myself or breaking it up amongst the staff and hiring another defensive coach or hiring an offensive coach or whatever can make us better from a football standpoint, recruiting standpoint, offense, defense. I'm looking at everything. And in the end, I just felt like to this point, I've only interviewed 2 people for this special teams position. So it wasn't like I was going to cast a wide net just to hire a guy. It would have to be somebody that I felt like was a grand slam hire. And if I was able to make that, then I would hire a special teams coach. And if not, I would look at plan B. But I don't think we're going to have to do plan B. And plan B is okay, too. There's nothing wrong with that. I just felt like plan A was a little bit better.
If things continue to head in the direction you hope they do, when can we anticipate? I know it's not in stone, but when could we anticipate an announcement?
I would hope things continue in the right direction early next week, for sure. That would be my hope for sure.
Did you find the Beamer Ball moniker excited candidates or intimidated them?
Excited. I think anytime you're a special teams coach, you want to, if you're going to be a special teams coordinator, you want to be with a head coach that emphasizes special teams, and people know that I do. You know, I kidded Pete when he was here, like Pete got more meeting time and practice time than anywhere that I've ever been, and that included working for my dad. So that attracted a lot of people, and what we've done as a coach, that excites you, being able to go somewhere where you've got a great tradition, reputation, whatever you want to call it, and then having a chance to, be involved, and then you have your head coach's backing.
A year ago, you brought in Dal, who had plenty of NFL experience. What does it mean for a group of kids when they know a guy is coming from the NFL and is coached at the highest level?
Well, that would be hypothetically speaking, because we hired Dal. We've got some NFL guys, but I think anytime you bring in a guy with NFL experience, to me, they're a fantastic coach. There's great coaches at the college level, there's great coaches at the NFL level, but if you're a veteran from the NFL ranks, you know what you're doing, otherwise you wouldn't have lasted that long. The knowledge that you're able to bring, it helps from a recruiting standpoint, that these guys have been at the level that you all aspire to get to as well. But I think it's easier said than done, because a lot of NFL guys, they've never recruited before. Sterling Lucas had never recruited a day in his life. And when we hired him from the NFL, and he's been fantastic for us from that standpoint. So you may be a great NFL coach, but if you can't relate to 18 and 19, 20-year-old young men, or really 16 and 17 in recruiting, and you don't have the ability to recruit, I don't care how good a coach you are, it's hard. So to me, it's finding that balance of guys that can recruit, relate to younger players and people, and love the grind of recruiting, or want to learn about the grind of recruiting, and then can help on the field as well.
Hey Shane, with Nick Holberg and his camp schedule, what's his workload like this week?
Yeah, Nick's been awesome. He came to us and was like, I want to be a track athlete. I want to help us win a championship in track, but I don't want to miss out on anything football wise. So he has been awesome. It's not like he just goes to track and then we see him every once in a while. He's involved with football every day. Now, we're smart with his meets. He's out in, like I said, in Arkansas right now. He's out in Arkansas. We didn't have him here yesterday morning doing bear crawls and sled pushes as well. But he wants to be in the meetings. He wants to be around the football team. We had a 6 a.m. workout 2 Mondays ago that he didn't have to be at because he wasn't participating in it, but he came at 6 a.m. to be there for his teammates. So I've sat down with the track coaches. We got a great working relationship, and he's mixing both, but he's still heavily involved with football. And then when we get into the spring, Hale, it'll be similar. He'll be limited in the spring. He wants to practice and be involved, but we're just going to be smart how we do it with track.
Speaking of the other teams, just how exciting is the energy around Gamecock athletics right now with how the teams are doing recently?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It really is. And I meant when I sit out there just recruiting, I go into high schools and the impact that our men's team had their win the other night. Watched so many players. I was at a high school in Alabama yesterday, and the high school basketball coach told me that he texted his team in the middle of Dawn's game and said, if you're not watching this South Carolina women's basketball game right now, stop what you're doing and turn the channel and put it on, because it's high-level basketball. So many people across the country have respect for Dawn, have respect for what Lamont's doing, have respect for just Gamecock athletics in general. So it certainly helps when everybody's winning and we have environments and atmospheres like this in this arena. It's a win-win for everybody.
Did you have to keep Hunter from running on the court?
I did. We were trying not to get trampled ourselves, and I pulled him out of the way, and I was having to hold him back. He loved it. Well, what an awesome night that was, and it helps to know people that have good seats down there and happen to be out of town and give them to me.
Now that you've seen the group of transfers work in summer,
yeah,
how do you feel about them overall?
Love them, and not just saying that. And they've made us better. It's I think, Phil, there's a maturity about this group that you can tell already. Not that we were immature last year, but it's a very mature group. It's a hungry group. We do game captains during the season. So the coaches decide on who the captains are going to be each week. And then at the end of the season, we let the players vote on captains, who the permanent captains are. And of our top 12 vote getters off of last year's team, I think 7 of them are returning. When you talk about Debo Williams and Boogie and so many of those guys. So we got a lot of leadership coming back. And then these new transfers, there's a maturity and a hunger about them that has already made our team better in workouts and on and off the field.
You feel like you hit on every one of them? You think you hit on it? Is it too soon?
I think it's too soon. I don't see anything yet at this point that makes me think we didn't. They've been awesome in the weight room, and I ask Luke Day that every week. Hey, is there anybody that we're concerned about, had a bad week? And there's not a single one. We'll know more as we go into it. We're on the road recruiting one more week, and then we'll be able to get even more involved with them from a football standpoint. But so far, no concerns.
Shane, what does it mean when you have the other coaches in the athletics department cheering on other teams? Not just coming, sitting and watching, but active, passionate fans.
I think it's awesome. I'm a sports fan, Rick, so just being able to go out and watch the sports here at Carolina is one of the many things I love about college athletics. But to have a group of football recruits here today that can see this atmosphere, to see Coach Staley there, we've got about 20 recruits on campus, and I think 6 of them requested meetings with Dawn Staley today on the trip as well, which she's awesome. She's like, sure, come on. And she's done that in the past. I've met with athletes from other sports when they're on recruiting trips. It's a family here. We're all pulling in the same direction. And when football's doing well, and basketball and baseball and tennis and soccer, when you're winning at a high level, it just it helps all of us.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank